right. Over here at the bottom left-hand side of the map, Antigua Shipyards is going to be our Terran player from the team Incredible Miracle. He's won a ton of championships, but he's behind right now. It is MVP. And up here at the top of the map is our Protoss competitor. He's here to challenge the best in the world. He is one of the best of the world himself. He is Evil Genius's Huck.
Yep, don't be confused by the old graphic that we saw there. It showed Huck in a Team Liquid shirt. Obviously, he has recently switched teams.
Yeah, he was on Team Liquid for a long time.
Yeah.
But switched over to Evil Geniuses just recently, and I think there was, you know, happy feelings, no hard feelings all around in every party in that.
There's you can look it up on Team Liquid when you switch. There were a lot of statements about it. So.
Hold that thought.
Ooh.
A little bit of a pseudo Macarax, I guess, a hidden second barracks for MVP. He's probably going to float it down to the low ground as well, especially once he finds out where Huck's base is, and try to go for some cheese here again.
Huck actually scouted cross positions first.
Interesting.
So, you know, by the time he gets to MVP's base, the Marine will be out, and he's not really going to be able to go and find that barracks even if he wanted to. And if he loses the probe, he's definitely not going to see it on his way back. And a hidden third barracks going down for MVP as well. This is a really good thing to do. And actually for MVP, these are the best possible positions for this to be in. Now, here comes the probe. Is he going to get targeted down? It looks like he's going to lose this probe.
Oh, but the probe gets in. Over it. Oh, no, the probe did die. It got past from...
Oh, he's doing the supply drop all in. Now, guys...
Oh, goodness.
Now, guys, you guys haven't seen this in the GSL yet, but I've seen this on the ladder. Now, this is... essentially, MVP is going to use a ton of resources that he would have... I say a ton, 100 resources that he would have used on that depot to make these Marines and, of course, the third barracks. So he's using all of those resources.
He can afford the third barracks because of that supply drop.
And now he's going to just rally Marines. He's going to pull the majority of his SCVs when he decides to attack, and he's going to hit Huck at a timing where Huck's not going to have very many units. In fact, Huck is going to do what it looks like a 1-gate expand off of 2 gas. May make a robo, but even so, if you make a robo, pretty hard to hold this.
Yeah, and here's some SCVs coming along as well. Some of you guys might be saying, well, actually, let's talk about that after the game, because there are Marines heading forward. He does have the robotics facility warping in.
But guess what? Immortals don't do very well against, if he even can get an Immortal out. Marines and SCV
He has the 1 sentry, and look at this. The Stalker doesn't even know, isn't even around to try and deal with this. Now he sees what's going on, but that is a wide ramp. He's going to have to try and just actually...
Oh, doesn't get the force field off, and
oh, no,
the pylon, that's the only pylon that powers this gateway, is falling very rapidly here. Probes coming out in a bad, convex against the concave of these Marines. The SCVs and Marines doing so much damage.
He did manage to surround those Marines and target them down, but a few of them were able to kite away.
And the Stalker just taking so much damage from the SCV immediately as it pops. And it looks like the pylon's going to be targeted, and that's going to be no more units out for Huck, and it does go down. The gateway is unpowered. Doesn't have enough resources to make an Immortal. Even if he could, it wouldn't be a very good unit here.
Yeah.
GG.
Oh, that's rough.
Huck says this online MVP says this online tournament's not going to interfere with my practice. I'm going to get this over with.
Well, he did try and cheese Dongrigu in game 1 as well.
Yeah, man.
So... that is the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, that's a supply drop all-in that I've talked to you guys about so many times. I made jokes about, and you guys are like, well, I don't know what this all-in that Wolf is talking about.
Now, just to explain real quick, some people are saying, well, if he drops a mule, he gets more than 100 minerals. Why wouldn't he just drop a mule? Well, the reason is because that 100 minerals is over the course of, 30 seconds or something, as the mule spends its time taking those minerals in. Whereas if you supply drop, that's instantaneous. That's an instantaneous 100 minerals that you don't have to spend on that depot.
And you can keep your Marine production.
Exactly. So he was able to build the third barracks a lot sooner rather than having to wait for the minerals to come in from the mule to build that third
Basically,
barracks.
It allows him to make the third barracks and constant Marines. And, of course, when you do this build, you can do it the way MVP did it and put it on the edge of your base and get lucky and your opponent's at the right position, or you can proxy them in the middle of the map. You can proxy them at your opponent's natural on a 2-player map and hope he doesn't scout it. There's all sorts of different variations of that build, but
and it's
they're all so hard to stop.
Because if he had done it in the middle of the map, Huck would have spotted it because he actually scouted cross positions.
Yeah,
went through the middle.
It's almost impossible to hold with any sort of 1-gate variation of a build. If you go 1-gate, expand, and your Nexus is going up, you're going to lose your Nexus. If he ignores the Nexus, though, you'll probably just die.
Yeah.
And if he does kill your Nexus, then you get behind, he just pulls his SCVs back to his main. It's very difficult to hold that build. So, nice little idea by MVP.
Yeah, and Huck was just caught off guard by it. He was unfortunately microing his Stalker when the attack came, so he didn't even realize it was coming until it was too late. And
yeah, he didn't force field.
And so he didn't force field the ramp. Although, is that ramp? I actually don't know. If
it's a regular ramp.
It's a 1 force field.
Yeah, it's a 1 force field ramp,
it
but
looks kind of wide. So
that would have bought him a little bit more time. Would have allowed him to position his units at the top of the ramp the way he would have wanted them to be.
Yeah, and it would have allowed him time to get that Stalker out, which instead the second Stalker came out like in the midst of a major attack.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, with the pylon almost dying, instead of, well, earlier. If he'd had it earlier, he could distract the Marines, try and kite some of those SCVs. He really tried to, but, you know, maybe if he'd had a few Stalkers out, he could have kited to victory for 10 minutes or something like that, but it's just too much to hold. So we're going to get into game number 2 here in just a moment on Tal'Darim Altar. Can Huck tie it up, or will MVP cheese his way to victory again? We're going to find out here in the Arena of Legends.